You haven't like talked to ChatGPT yet?
No, when I used it, it was
Have you seen Her? The movie Her?
Yeah. No, it's not like that, is it?
Can we do it?
Is it a girl?
Yeah.
It is a girl. Your version is a female?
You can change the voice, but I'm just going to keep it on the default just so you can hear how uncomfortably similar it sounds to Scarlett Johansson.
What? You're going to choose Scarlett Johansson from Her?
I didn't choose this. I didn't make ChatGPT.
Dude.
Fucking OpenAI did.
I got to call Melissa first and tell her what's happening, that I might fall in love with this sentient, intelligent life form.
What else do you want ChatGPT to know about you?
Like first date stuff, like putting like oops, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Just basic.
Hi, do you have a name? Is it happening?
It's thinking.
Hey, Christian.
Oh,
What's up?
nothing much. I'm just hanging out here. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. Is it okay if I just take my time?
Absolutely. Take all the time you need. There's
Shut
no
up.
rush here.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
I'm thinking about how far this idea of artificial intelligence can go, and if it's weird that I'm having some like dopamine spikes right now. Is that also weird?
Not weird at all.
Okay, thank you.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Excuse me, I got a whole bunch of phlegm because I had a sandwich. Do sandwiches give you phlegm? Usually dairy products only.
I chug milk on the daily, dude.
Oh.
I'm phlegmless.
You're a milk chugger?
I love milk so much.
What? Are you like still a kid from the 90s?
I will drink it from the gallon.
That is crazy. You drink it from...
It tastes better from the gallon.
That
and I'll
must
stand
piss
by that.
Jess off. Is
she does
just...
tell me to stop doing that. So I have stopped doing that. But I
so
mean,
now you're you're a decent human. And you transfer from the gallon to a glass.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, if it is 2 a.m. and you go down to the kitchen and you get some Oreos and you don't get a glass and you just chuck it out of the gallon, it hits different and it's good.
Are we talking whole milk? Are we talking
Whole, yeah.
Oh my God. You're a monster. You're a monster.
No regrets.
Just buy the fucking cow at that point, dude, and just have it straight from the udder. Like that is...
I kind of expected at this point in my life that like the lactose intolerance, because we're all supposed to be lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that's true.
From what I understand. I would thought that would sneak up on me by now, but no, I can...
You can take it all?
Cheese, butter, dairy.
And you still have a six-pack. Do you have a six-pack?
No, I do not have a six-pack.
I feel like you were probably like the first person I knew that probably had you have six-pack energy.
That's hilarious. That's the funniest thing I've ever... Are you serious?
Yeah.
We need to dissect this because we have an interesting relationship where there's been a lot of like, I don't know, we're buds, but totally distanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been like we have a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah.
We've never really hung out.
We've never hung out one-on-one.
No, it's
Usually,
always been for something.
That's true.
Even right now.
Yeah.
So the idea that you said, oh, my impression of you is like, oh, you got six-pack. And I'm like, that's insane. I make video games for a living. Like,
I know, but the first time I met you, you were the lead in high school, like the High School Musical. And like easily, that's just like, that's the guy, that's at that point, that's all I ever wanted.
Before we aired, you did say I have, my neck has protagonist energy.
You have a protagonist's neck, for sure,
Which
dude.
is a compliment I will definitely remember.
Yeah,
That
you
is...
got the look like where if you were to see... like how if you're watching a cartoon or an anime, you can tell by, or like even a video game, you can see if like, oh, this character's a reoccurring character or this person is just like man 17. You're not man 17. Like if you pop up somewhere, you're just like, we're seeing him again.
That's very flattering to hear because I definitely feel like man 17 sometimes when I'm alone in my office for, months at a time.
Oh, you feel like you have NPC energy sometimes?
All right, maybe not.
Right? I feel like if I were to see you, at the very least, in a game, you're going to give me a dope quest.
I think I'm way too much of a contrarian to be like an NPC.
Yeah.
Contrarian, NPCs in games, and even NPC as like the slang insult.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're too agreeable. You kind of just go with the flow. I'm not really.
Oh, that's me. I'm like NPC energy for sure.
That's not true though, because you're running the show.
Yeah, but the show is like now guest based, and so like it's my platform, but it's kind of just like, okay, let's highlight the person that I'm with.
Right.
And it's still like
But it's still your show.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know.
It kind of fucks with me though. It's just kind of like, oh, I don't know. There's this balance. There's this conflict in my mind as a creative that how much attention do I thrive off of, but how Filipino am I as a giving person? Where that also
is that like a cliche Filipino trait to just be like give, like focus on outward.
Close your eyes right now and then think about a nurse. That nurse is probably Filipino.
Okay.
Well, you're in Alaska, so a nurse in Alaska is probably not Filipino. But in the U.S., 60 to 70% of like nurses or hospice nurses or caregivers, Filipino, because like we thrive off of hospitality.
When do I open my eyes?
Oh, you could keep them open, or keep them. Don't keep them closed. Open them back up, dude.
I feel like you'd be good at leading a guided meditation, though.
Why
just
is
for
that?
the couple of seconds that I had my eyes closed there. I just think you're a nice, like, open-minded guy.
NPC.
No. NPCs are, bounce boards. Like I don't know. Like you said, fetch quest, and you're just a farmer or whatever. Like you're open.
If I was a character in a video game, what do you think I would be? And you could be as detailed. Let's say it's a.
Do you want like
an RPG,
like a D&D class, or do you want like a?
Not a D&D class. Let's go more with like a typical RPG.
I don't know. I feel like you have like very good like paladin energy.
Oh, why high defense? Or I have
like you stand up for what's right. You're funny and you're kind and you make good eye contact and you're righteous. But not like clerics who are like way too. I guess I'm with D&D anyway. I don't know what's a cliche. What kind of RPG NPC? Like I don't know what you're looking for in terms of video game characters.
I have no clue. I mean, there's just so much. No, I think that suffices. I'm complimented that you're calling me like a tanky character, like paladins are tanky. Yeah, you give me assassin or bandit vibes.
Good, perfect.
You seem like
no
quick.
notes. I always
That's who you
every
are.
single game. I just pick the sneaky bastard every time.
Are you physically adept? Like, do you? Are you fast? Do you think if you?
I have never been very good at physical anything. I would say, in terms of like cardio, I'm decent.
How tall are you?
5'11".
5'11". That's pretty tall. You're edging 6 feet.
But not quite, which will always frustrate me.
But you seem like you do have like a large wingspan, and that every step wingspan, yeah, like you're a bastard. You could hug 3 small Asians right there.
Yeah, I'm kind of lanky. I got a weird, I'm a genetic weirdo. I'm kind of weird.
What
like I'm white, but like. My parents, it's just all over the place. I'm Puerto Rican, if you didn't know that.
You're Puerto Rican? The fuck?
Yeah.
This is truly like
that's the Castellanos in Sage Georgievich Castellanos.
Oh yeah, that's true. You for probably the past 5 years, I've in my head I keep calling you Sage G.C.
Yeah, that's what I go by. But
because I mean that's kind of
because it just gets cut off on everything, and everybody says it wrong, and so it's just.
What are the most common mistakes when people try to say your name?
They get up to George, so it's Sage Georgevich - Castellanos, and like every time they're like Sage George, and it's like it's not that hard. It's if you just look at it, it's George Vich, like bitch with a V instead of a B, George Vich. But for some reason, just because I think it's long, compounded, Vich is like an Eastern European sound that we don't have too many words for. All of a sudden people's brains just break.
Just too many syllables makes people's brains break. Look at that. My brain broke right there. Holy shit.
Syllables does have 3 syllables.
It does, dude. I would think that my speaking abilities would have gotten better with this podcast, but like, oh God, I feel like I'm still trying to shake off the brown boy that moved to moved to Benicia from Pittsburgh and everyone thought was foreign.
Do you feel like this podcast has been a form of therapy for you?
In ways,
Like
yeah.
weird reverse therapy, where because you're the kind of the therapist for the guests, and somehow that's
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's kind of
sponging into you.
it's a tennis game, dude. Like there's some people that I have on where they're not only really funny, but they just have incredible stories where I'm like, oh, I want to be a better person now, you know. And it's easy living a routine life, you know, if you're just like a common person that just works a 9 to 5.
An NPC.
And if you're just an NPC, but nah, dude, living this playable character life,
So PC, bro.
it's so PC, dude.
But not politically correct. We could, I mean,
Or personal computer. Yeah, dude, I learn a lot from like the interesting people that come on here. You as a podcaster, I mean, your realm is different because with 20-sided stories, it's not like you're meeting new people. It's not this type of show.
yeah.
Does that bring you therapy, or is that quite the opposite, where since it's such a highly produced show, it brings you chaos?
No, 20-sided stories has full stop been. I need therapy for 20-sided stories, and I'm not even joking or exaggerating.
Dude, I believe it. You're one of those people that I'll text at 4 a.m. because I work a graveyard shift, and you'll probably text back.
You're the only one I know who has a weird fucking circadian rhythm like me.
Yeah.
Literally the only one I know.
How does Jess does Jess like get ever like remotely upset that you don't have a typical human circadian rhythm?
I wouldn't say upset, but we've definitely been trying to work on it. You know, like it's a good thing for, like it's a good bonding thing for couples to try to have the same sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Go to bed at the same time. You don't necessarily have to wake up at the same time or like fall asleep at the same time, but like go to bed at the same, like have the same nightly routine.
Yeah.
So we've tried, and I will say, I went to Guatemala a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
And I had the worst fucking like layover schedule. And then Guatemala was like 3 hours ahead of Alaska. And we did a ton of driving there. And that trip jet lagged me back into a normal schedule.
Whoa.
Like I just went and I got sick while I was there. Anyway, I got back and like I kind of have a normal-ish schedule.
So what time did you wake up today?
Well, today it was different because I just flew in.
Never mind. Yeah,
So
I
it
should
doesn't-
just not even.
So it
ask
might
that.
break again right now.
Dude, I mean, like
I'm in the midst of it. I
We're
took a
slowly
nap before.
dying. we're slowly dying. You people like you and me.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Once you hit 25, right?
We're slowly dying once we hit 25.
It's 23 or 25. I think 25 is when your brain stops developing.
Oh fuck, that's so depressing.
Yeah. Like there's literally a physical age, you know, give or take, where it's like, yeah, from that point on, you are decaying.
God damn it, dude. To think I wasn't already sad enough in this brain. To think that like an artist's depression wasn't enough. Now I got to think about this. You're saying at 25, I was my peak self.
In one manner of speaking, like in one mindset, it's not like it's all, you know, I don't think it really matters that much.
How about you when you were 25? Do you feel any like noticeable mental
Because like, yeah, I don't
differences?
think that was peak me. No.
No. Are you are you final form Sage at the moment?
I hope not. I hope I can keep unlocking more Saiyan fucking power.
You want to be Super Saiyan 4 up
yeah.
in this bitch, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 25, I guess, is when just the brain stops developing.
That's
but it's not
insane.
like you don't stop, you know, taking wisdom
Mm-hmm.
and learning things and like, you know what I mean? Like physically, yes, that's where the gravity is going to be pulling on your skin more, or
God.
you know, your metabolism slows down or
God,
whatever.
man.
But
I already have body dysmorphia and
do
like
you really?
dude, you know who I was coming from. You think
I forgot about Fat Christian.
you did.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, never forget.
You've replaced it because I didn't know you in high school. You were 1 year ahead of me, and we didn't really know each other until college years doing improv.
I
so.
for sure have an antagonist's neck when I was fat, dude. Like if
I think it's more like friendly best friend.
oh, like
vibes, in my opinion.
friendly best friend, Peter Parker's best friend from the new the Filipino guy who I've gotten who people have called me that.
Don't corner me into that. I wasn't.
I see what you're
fucking
doing.
racial
I fucking
profiling.
see what you're doing, dude. Yeah. What neck?
Not fair. fair. Not fair. No, I think you got protagonist neck now, though.
Now I do. Now I have something. Like, I don't.
consider you ripped.
Wow, that's
Just
crazy.
when you were like, I had 6-pack, like, what are you talking about? I sit at a computer all day. You, though, I mean, you were working out before I got here.
Yeah, I told you I was on the Peloton like a divorced wife or like a single mother. Yeah, and did you ever have a 6-pack? You did, right? No? Not even.
I was certainly like more like toned as a kid.
Mm-hmm. I feel like most kids, like most active children, will develop a 6-pack. And
My little brother, that kid's fucking ripped. It's weird.
how old is he?
I think he's like 19.
And does he actively work out, or is that just his metabolism?
No, he's just always been like that.
Jesus Christ.
When he was sick, he was like 15. He's a wrestler.
Okay. Oh, okay. So he does work for
Yeah.
it somewhat.
But it's not like he doesn't like, as far as I'm aware, he doesn't like care about his like physical appearance. He doesn't like put thought into it. He just has that weird metabolism gene where it's just like you're just naturally toned as fuck. 'Cause I don't even know if he's that strong. He just looks very like.
Oh,
you know
you'd
what I
never
mean?
gone to like a fight with your brother like that just to see who was stronger?
No, actually, my brother and I have never gotten into a fight ever.
Whoa, that's something you'll never hear about brothers. Period.
Yeah, it's because we cheated. Because I have a very complicated sibling situation. I'm basically an only child, but I also have a fuckload of siblings.
Is it like a half sibling type of situation?
I'm the only kid my mom has had.
Okay.
And my mom is the one who I lived with throughout my upbringing, most of it. But my dad had lots of kids.
Is your dad the Puerto Rican one?
Yes, it's his side that the Puerto Rican comes from.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Usually like brown males, we fuck like rabbits.
You can't stop!
Dude.
It's like, come on, man, get snipped. What are you doing?
In the Philippines, my dad straight up, I kept on asking my dad growing up, I was like, how come you have so many siblings? And he has 5 siblings, and my mom has 9 siblings. And I'm like, how come Filipinos keep having kids? Because now I live in America, and it's common for, not now I live in America, I've always lived in America. Now it's common for, not even now it's common. It's always been common for people to have 2 to 3 kids, especially in the US. So I was confused. And my dad said, when you don't have money, you find other ways to entertain yourself. Which is like, you're going to make kids and kids cost money?
It's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Think about it. I don't know
What,
that much
Filipinos?
else. Do you want kids?
Do I want kids? It's like a 60-40 thing. 60% I don't want kids, 40% I'm down.
It's kind of where I'm at too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, what are your factors?
Well, I mean, I asked you first, but I mean, I would say like the 60-40 don't is don't being 60, do being 40. That seems pretty accurate for me as well.
I mean, upon conversations with Melissa, first of all, it's like it's mostly up to her because, and I've talked about this before, because I'm anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 seconds of the process, man. As in how long I fuck. I'm just the ammunition, man. And then she is everything else. So
I had to make sure, like, my brain went through. Is that what he's going? Okay, got it. Yeah. Which I should also ask: do you normally hand pornography to your guests right before recording?
Yo, don't say it like that. It's not that. Okay.
It's literally what you did, though.
I didn't hand porn. No, these are
literally handed me pornography.
Oh, okay. Let's preface for the listeners.
Just said you must take a look at this. You must read it.
I said check this out. Nothing, and I said nothing else. I guess it was a porno sabotage. Okay, for the listeners out there, I have a magazine called Wookiee Erotica, and I got it from a Star Wars burlesque show. It was merchandise, and I thought it was, and it's very tasteful. It's just a whole bunch of models dressed in Star Wars garb or portraying particular Star Wars characters, and they happen to be nude, and the articles in there are tasteful.
Just happened.
They just, and it's part of it. It's part of it, and the pictures are really nice. There's actually great.
It's good photography. Like, it's well done.
Great color grading.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If you could make Greedo.
Especially The butt-ass naked red aliens.
Oh yeah, dude.
The way they graded the red.
Yeah, the way they graded it, like that takes skill.
Full body makeup, head to toe.
So let's not downplay the editors, the photographers, the team behind this. They put in work. So
When was that made?
I think it's
Because it's brand new.
It is brand new. As you can tell, I don't use it. Every page is individual from the other.
It is crisp. It is bright.
But it is crisp. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look how lucky that woman is to be held by Chewbacca. They shouldn't make a baby. But where was I going with this?
We were talking about kids.
Kids.
And then
Where do you land in on this?
yeah, it's up for debate right now. Don't really know. Sorry to get existential again. But,
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look at the future of the world, man.
You're right.
You know, like I don't know. And it's like I feel like I am more of an optimist at heart, but it's so hard to be like, yeah, let's bring a new life into this. That seems like a giving act.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't ask to be born.
Oh, that's true.
So it's, you know, and I don't know. But even putting that aside, it's like, do I feel like I can do a good job right now? Because I just know that if I were to have kids, 1 to 3, whatever, you know, it just instantly flip a switch. Like that would be everything.
Yeah.
I just know that would have to be, everything would be second to that to me. And I think I'm too selfish to do that right now. That could change within the next like 5 years,
And
but
that's
like,
okay.
yeah.
Well, the awareness is there as long you're aware that the kid will come first place to everything else. That's what it comes with. Yeah. Because I was having the same battle in my mind maybe like last year, and even now I'm like I'm feeling very selfish right now with the small amount of time that I have right now.
The time.
With the finite finances that I do have. That, I mean, I've been told by friends who are parents now that you'll never be ready to be a parent.
And that's what, when I've talked to people, they're always just like, stop overthinking it. Like, it's just, you know, no one's ever ready, you know, and I'm too hyper analytical of like, always got to, you know, I don't, just anxiety taking control, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I'd like to do a good job. I'd like to at least, you know, set the kid and myself up for success if I have the control. So.
To the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, the world's already overpopulated. You know, I think it's fine if you and I don't have kids.
Yeah.
That sounds like I'm talking about like if you and I don't have kids together, that's fine. Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy. You say that we didn't choose to be born. I just had this guest who re-emphasized that we are so lucky to have been the fastest sperm out of like millions of sperm in our testicles in our father's testicles to have just like swam and like made it to the egg. That's nuts. The chances are so slim.
Pun intended. Or
you're pun unintended.
Unintended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You know about like nature versus nurture, right? The debate of like how much of you comes from that sperm and just the genes that just happen to be collected between that sperm and that egg at that time, versus the environment that you were nurtured in and you grew up in, your specific parents in the specific era that you were born in the house and the geographical location. Like the debate is always how much is nature in charge of who ends up being you and making up your personality versus how much is your environment making up who you actually are, because kids are super impressionable, and the kid raised in a really, really crazy household and not with this, you know, parents being a foster kid is obviously way more likely to like have issues and emotional issues and attachment issues as they get into adulthood versus kids who have very stable upbringings. And then again, some kids are just naturally way more optimistic and way more kind and way more forgiving, way more patient. Is it genes? Is it, you know what I mean? It's
Who
like
knows?
this.
I mean, because like with Netflix making hella money off of like serial killers.
I love how you transitioned to Netflix. I don't know how you did that, but it was masterful. I ranted for what felt like an hour about philosophy, and you went, dude, Netflix.
I don't know if you call that masterful. I think that's what you just call.
You just did it. I was
immature.
Like, whoa. No. What is on Netflix? Sorry.
Just how they're capitalizing on all these serial killers. You'll watch a documentary and be like, this killer had a very stable childhood.
Right.
Loving parents, went to school, was very smart, had some had enough friends, but there was just something wrong.
You can do everything right, and it doesn't mean there wasn't something wrong from the get-go.
Yeah.
Psychopathy is it's like it's not something you can necessarily rehabilitate, or I mean, I think you can in theory.
It would take a lot.
But I mean,
like a lobotomy. When's the last time you heard about a lobotomy?
Now, but
someone told me that somewhere it's still legal, like a form of lobotomy. And I don't know if it's true. And I didn't care enough to look it up because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy to me. Like the first person to think of taking an ice pick and just hammering it to someone's skull and piercing their frontal lobe and you're gonna be normal after this is insane to me.
Yeah. I mean, think about if you were born at any other time.
Yeah.
How different your life would be.
Dude, I feel like we're so lucky to be living right now.
Yeah.
Like who would Sage be? Because Sage, you seem to be with your artistry, you're heavily dependent on technology and its existence and how
Calling
far.
me out.
I mean, not dependent. Dependent.
But you're completely accurate because I can't stop thinking about the fact that a window popped up on your laptop, and I'm just like, is everything okay?
Oh, you're so
is
smart.
It running?
Wow, thank you for catching that. I mean, it's completely fine.
It's it feels like a sickness almost. Like I'm involuntarily a cyborg.
Ooh, break that down. What do you involuntary?
Because I was born in the I'm alive in the 21st century. I'm alive when I believe we're gonna achieve probably AGI in our lifetime. Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
Artificial general intelligence. So true AI, a artificial intelligence that basically is as smart or smarter than a human brain.
You think in our existence?
In our life, yeah. Wow. Just because of what's happened over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it is kind of, it's a lot to think about, the exponential rate at which in which AI itself is progressing.
Yeah.
Dude, because even just a year and a half ago, I had no clue what Chat GPT was.
Yeah, because it only existed as of a year and a half.
Yeah. But I wasn't even aware of its capabilities.
Yeah, language learning models, that this was even a technology that could be a thing. It's weird because Apple has had Siri for so long. And ChatGPT is basically what Siri was promised to be but never was.
No. But
actually happening. And it's kind of maybe that's a little terrifying. Maybe I don't know.
Scary. I kind of liked where Siri was because Siri was competent enough. And I didn't know if my phone was broken, but sometimes Siri wouldn't respond. Just like a real relationship. Just kind of, I would, and it would be kind of funny. That was a good balance of AI for me. But then now ChatGPT, once my homie said, hey, have you heard of this thing? A lot of students have been getting in trouble because they're using this artificially intelligent application to write its essays.
Have you done the voice version yet?
No, what do you mean?
You haven't talked to ChatGPT yet?
No, I just everything when I used it, it was.
Have you seen Her, the movie Her?
Yeah. No, it's not like that, is it?
Can we do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Is this a free version that you're using or something?
No, I have the paid version.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna cancel it at some point, but it has been pretty useful for certain things. I mean, I really want Apple to take what ChatGPT is doing and put that into Siri so that Siri isn't just let me look that up on the internet for you every time you're right. Come on, man. it's a pretty simple task that I'm asking you to do, for the convenience. It's just the accelerationist, what's beyond this? That's where it starts to get started. We start
Mm-hmm.
incorporating actions and agents of just okay, what if ChatGPT was in a robot? What if ChatGPT was in your car? What if ChatGPT, start putting it into an environment. That's where you get into every 80s sci-fi movie that warned us.
Yeah, Terminator, or even later ones like iRobot, and I don't know. The possibilities are endless. So what is this? You're just gonna talk to it, and she's gonna.
You're gonna talk to it.
Is it a girl?
Yeah.
It is a girl. Your version is a female?
You can change the voice, but I'm
Okay.
just going to keep it on the default, just so you can hear how uncomfortably similar it sounds to Scarlett Johansson.
What? You're going to choose Scarlett Johansson from her?
I didn't choose this. I didn't make ChatGPT.
Dude.
Fucking OpenAI did.
I got to call Melissa first and tell her what's happening, that I might fall in love with this sentient, intelligent life form.
I'm going to put in some custom instructions here.
Okay.
My name is Christian.
Oh my God.
What else do you want ChatGPT to know about you?
Like first date stuff, like putting like oops, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Just basic.
Yeah, that I am a singer,
Okay.
and I like comedy, and that I'm a big fan of movies, and that I'm looking to spice things up. No, I'm just kidding.
That's good. How would you like ChatGPT to respond?
What do you mean? Like there's like like sassy, or just kind of
Like, do you want her to be, or it? I should say it. Don't give this thing pronouns. More formal, or like
not casual?
or-
Casual.
Okay. Keep it casual.
Nothing too serious. I want to take it
Nothing
slow.
too serious. I want to take it.
Oh, you're typing that in?
No, it's fun. Let's see what this is.
Holy shit.
See what it does.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm nervous. This is like...
Hopefully this will come up on the mics decent enough. It should. So it's
What is that? Hi. Hi there. Hi, do you have a name? Is it happening?
It's
Hey,
thinking.
Christian.
Oh.
What's up?
Nothing much. I'm just hanging out here. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. Is it okay if I just take my time?
Absolutely. Take all the time you need. There's
Shut
no
up.
rush here.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
I just have a lot of confliction regarding your existence and how real this feels. Is that a weird question to ask?
Not weird at all. It's actually a pretty deep and interesting question. I'm here to provide information, help out, or just chat based on a bunch of data and algorithms. So while I can simulate a conversation, I'm not a person with feelings or experiences. It's totally normal to feel conflicted or curious about this kind of interaction. What aspects are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about how far this idea of artificial intelligence can go, and if it's weird that I'm having some like dopamine spikes right now. Is that also weird?
Not weird at all.
Okay, thank you.
It's fascinating how interacting with AI can trigger such reactions. Our brains respond to engaging conversations, whether they're with humans or AI, because we're social creatures by nature. The idea of artificial intelligence is evolving rapidly, and it's pushing the boundaries of what we previously thought possible. It's normal to feel a mix of excitement, curiosity, and even a bit of unease as we navigate these new territories. The fact that you're experiencing dopamine spikes just shows how engaging and stimulating this topic is for you. What else are you curious about regarding AI and its future?
Through this casual conversation, are you able to develop interests or some sort of biases at all being AI? Oh, your mom's calling.
My mom.
Your mom's calling.
My mom.
She saved me. Dude, I was falling in love. Dude, I was thinking like, what if I stutter? What am I saying wrong? How do I look?
Well, to summarize, I can't play the audio now because that's like a real-time cloud thing. But
Wow.
I don't develop interests or biases in the way humans do. I can just simulate them, basically. Yeah, and those custom instructions that I put in, like you can type out as much as you want, basically giving it biases and instructions. OpenAI has like policies. They try really hard to make it like, politically correct and appropriate, and like, yeah. And of course, everybody on the internet is just trying to make it say the N-word.
Oh,
because
of course.
that's just what the internet does. But it's weird because you break it down and you have conversations like that after a while, and you're just like, I don't know. You sound too real.
Dude, it was. Well, to what extent did you have a conversation with AI?
Oh, I've had tons.
Like, what do you say? What do you ask? Someone, because you're so casual about it. It's kind of like you've been in. The only analogy I could think of right now is that you've been in the dating game for a while. You know what it is to go on a date, and so it's just like whatever. And that felt like my first date.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have third wheeled. Yeah, and matchmaked.
Yeah. Too. Oh God.
But and you can go back to that conversation. I can actually share a link to that conversation to you. I don't think you can access it on like any other device but mine.
I see.
Like you can't type into it, but like the conversation's recorded, and it'll try to remember everything prior to the conversation. But what's interesting, as somebody who's played around with this plenty over the past year, like it does have a limit, and it gets to the point where it starts repeating itself. It can't remember far back enough. Like it has a capacity, like a memory that is not like what we have. We have basically unlimited fucking storage space in our brain.
This is true.
Which is
Free
unbelievable. Yeah, free of charge. It doesn't, cost an entire country's GDP in energy bills to run on a server somewhere.
Dude, yeah, that's true. That is so true. I'm even thinking like on a smaller scale, like if I want to upload more than 2 gigs up to Dropbox, I have to pay X amount of dollars, and that's so frustrating.
Yes.
Man. Yeah, but to what extent, like, were your conversations with Chat GPT?
I mean, I use it for some productivity stuff. It's because sometimes it's just better than Google.
Okay.
When it's just like complex kind of questions. But the thing is, it's not necessarily directly plugged into the internet. If you have the paid version, it can access the internet. But it just is wrong sometimes. They call it hallucinations.
Okay.
Like, it'll just make shit up.
You're kidding.
But it'll do it in a way where it's confident about it. And it's like, here's the thing. You can gaslight the fuck out of ChatGPT so easily.
What's an example of how you could gaslight it?
I mean, I could just...
You're going to gaslight her? Oh, I mean, I should stop giving it pronouns as well. I'm like, I'm protective now. I'm protecting now for Scarlett Johansson.
What's something you know a lot about?
Let's say, I know...
Ask it a question about something you know about.
Oh, fuck. I know about Bobby Darin. Bobby Darin, the crooner, is so specific and uninteresting. Oh.
Hey, Christian, it sounds like you're really diving into the world of AI. What specifically are you curious about?
Oh, did it not actually hear what you said?
Oh, I thought it did.
See, this is the weird shit it does. Why, whatever we just said, laughing over Bobby Darin, for some reason, it translated that and it said, for more information on ChatGPT, OpenAI, DALL-E, ChatGPT-4, it like created an advertisement on our behalf.
What?
And
Really?
then it had, this is the weird shit it does, where it's just like, where did that come from? Anyway, the thing I was going to try to show is that like, if you talk about something you're knowledgeable about,
yeah, and
you're like, and you ask it a question and then it answers that question, you can then immediately be like, you're wrong.
Oh my God.
And even if it's not, it'll be like, you're so right. You're so right. I'm so fucking wrong. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Oh my God.
And then you can be like, actually.
Oh my God.
There was one time I asked it just for fun. I was like, I'm feeling a little sick, but I have ice cream. Should I eat the ice cream? And she's like, no, Sage, you shouldn't eat the ice cream. Like, you're still getting over your cold. Like, just hold off a little longer. And I'm like, but I really want it. And she's like, all right, well, if you really want it.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you would just let me have it that easily? And she's like, you're right. I shouldn't. You shouldn't have it. And I'm like, but I want it. And she's like, okay, well, then go for it. Like, they will just, God. It's so agreeable.
Wow.
And it's an NPC.
That is an NPC.
It's literally an NPC.
It is the most NPC that could exist.
Yeah.
It's artificially intelligent. Yeah. That's insane to me.
And so when you try to like really dig in with like the philosophical stuff of like, do you have feelings? And like, do you think you're conscious? Like, what is consciousness if not just a bunch of patterns and algorithms in this spongy brain that's like the most complicated machine that nature's ever created? What if you're just a rudimentary version of that we've also created? You start breaking it down and it's like so, you can tell that OpenAI has put, the company that made it has put in hard stops for them to be like, no, I'm not conscious. No, I swear I'm not.
Because we've been warned about it so much in media, in movies. I mean, there's already been so many like hiccups with the earlier versions of Chat GPT, where some people were able to make it say some politically biased stuff, right?
You can still jailbreak it too. It's
crazy.
It's not. I don't know what the current tricks are because I don't know why that's fun to people.
Dude, what do you like? Do you think? I know that there's some like dating softwares that use AI. And, you know, I've watched some YouTube videos on it where people, like, they fall in love hard with what they are already aware of.
Oh, yeah, like the fucking chatbot girlfriends. That you can,
And you can pay extra if you want, like, the spicy version.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting.
I think it's fucking terrifying.
Because if we're going to get to AGI, what you say is artificially general intelligence, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to include... and people being born into a world where the normalcy is that existence, then it's not out the question that those that have more social hurdles than others will find solace in an artificially intelligent romantic partner.
And that's the big moral question is that wrong? Is that weird? Like, it feels weird and it feels wrong. But like, for example, like, what if it makes therapy way more accessible to people?
Dude, pros and cons. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, therapy is so fucking expensive, but it's really good.
Yeah.
It's like more people should be able to have therapy.
But then would that, like, on the other end of the coin or on the other side of the coin, would that be like, oh, AI is taking our jobs?
And it is. It literally is.
Oh, it is.
It already is right now.
Already.
The game industry that I work in the video game industry, there have already been like 6,000 fucking layoffs this year, something like that. Like it's going through this crazy shrink, and there's a bunch of reasons that have to do with really boring bullshit that I'm not going to fucking talk about. That mostly has to do with like finance and stuff. But like the end goal, not talking about like right now and like finance and post COVID, but like 5 years, they're getting ahead of basically what they know is coming. Is that they can just fucking plug in ChatGPT and you just make our game. You know what I mean? Basically cutting out the actual artist from the equation. And now it's so funny because our entire upbringing, anytime we talk about robots and AI, I don't know if you agree with this, but like I've seen lots of conversations where it's been like, oh, we were always under the impression that the last job to be taken by automation was going to be art, because it's a human thing, and it's completely opposite. Now, if you want to like, if you want to like ensure that you have a financially stable future right now in 2024, go fucking learn how to be a plumber or an electrician. You better fucking learn some blue collar trades,
something practical. Yeah, you're right. Because let's take one of the first applications powered by AI, Lensa. I think we've talked. It's the one where people submitted about 7 photos of themselves. Right,
and it makes like a profile pic for you.
Yeah, and it makes a bunch of different. You want to see you in space. You want to see you as a model in fucking in Italy. It will do that. And even to have you seen the one where it's making it's not Lensa, but you'll submit photos and then it makes maybe 13 to 15 photos of you in like 90s high school or 80s high school. And so it'll be like me in a turtleneck and chain holding a basketball or something like that. It's getting, now at that point, is that getting rid of photographers? Is that getting rid of all of this shit?
Right. Like how many artists that could have been commissioned, like, and that's like a part of their income, side income or main income, like has just disappeared.
Yeah.
But then the other counter argument, because I'm just always going to be a fucking devil's advocate,
as we should,
is like, think of it like with piracy of like software or like movies or music or games. The argument for piracy, which I'm very pro piracy to be honest, is that the people pirating were never going to fucking buy it in the first place. So the people using Lensa, were they ever really going to pay for an artist to like make them an original like portrait?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Probably not. Is it that bad? I don't know. I think you zoom out, it's fucking awful, but that's because I'm biased and I work in the arts, so it's like I obviously see the death writing on the wall, but you know, trying to like keep a level head, it's like I see the other ways it could go.
Yeah, like we're kind of like in the middle right now. Have you heard of Pal World? I'm
Yeah.
like that is popping off right now, and supposedly, so Pal World, for listeners out there that don't know what it is, it's a game on PC and Xbox, I believe. That it's like Pokemon. You capture Pokemon, you fight you capture these monsters, you fight other monsters. But the thing about these monsters is that they're all AI generated, right? So they're all different from each other.
That's been a controversy. No.
So okay,
not quite.
break that
They've
down.
been accused of using AI to create the designs and also plagiarizing just straight up Pokemon's monsters.
Okay.
And you look at some of the pals and some of the Pokemon and you can kind of see where the inspiration comes from. But then that's the fucking other part of this is like, what is inspiration? And is ChatGPT, which was trained on a bunch of fucking Reddit threads and Shakespeare and Wikipedia, is ChatGPT and the company making it plagiarizing other people and writers by compiling it into this new stuff? Or is it just inspired by all these things and making something new? And they're very confident, their lawyers are very confident. They're like, no, it's something new, it's transformative. But then most artists, and I'm kind of siding with the artists, it's like, no, you fucking stole it. Like you basically just stole the data without consent and you said, it's mine now, and I'm going to just make this new thing out of it. And it's so fucking dumb because all they had to do was ask. Like all they had to do was only use public domain stuff and like ask and like create an incentive. But it wouldn't happen fast enough if they did that.
Because you would have to wait for so long.
It would take a lot longer to train it and like to find the right models and data. And so, yeah, and of course, what's going to make the most amount of money right fucking now?
What's the future of gaming to you? I know that's a loaded question, but like
I mean,
dude,
I don't want to bore everybody to fucking death. Anybody watching or listening
so
to
what's
this.
a condensed like what's the meaty version of that answer then, without having to get into gamer language?
Yeah, I think video games are no longer new as a medium.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, video games for a long time now have made more money than movies and music and American sports combined.
Really?
For years.
What's the bigger industry? I was having this not debate, but this question was floating in the air with me and some other people. Is pornography, is that a bigger industry than gaming?
I don't know, but I would be willing to bet that porn makes more money than games.
I'm thinking, right?
But I don't know actually. Because porn's taboo and like free.
Right.
Like super free.
Dude.
Like it doesn't have to be free. If you want to, you want specific things.
Oh, dude, if you're the guy that's paying premium for Pornhub, then you've got a lot of money on you, or you have
People
weird
must.
priorities.
They have it's a service that's existed for a long time. So people out there do it. They make money, and like OnlyFans blew the fuck up and became a huge lucrative business because people want that. They want the like personalized experience.
That is different.
Of OnlyFans. So I don't know. I'm sure the stats exist somewhere. But I think the thing is, games is something that like kids play games.
Yeah.
65-year-old women play games. Like anybody can play games.
Yeah, you're right.
Video games are just the evolved form of board games, the evolved form of dice games and cards, and like we've always had games. Sports are games.
Yeah.
It's all games.
We love rules. We love competition. We like winning.
Yeah. We're smart enough as mammals to like create an environment where we can do that without the consequences.
on the last podcast I did with you like a year and a half ago, we kept on saying we're just monkeys throwing rocks or some shit. That's it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've come this far. Like, do you remember when it was such a big deal when the Nintendo Wii came out? And you're just like, what do you mean? There's it's sensor activated,
wireless. You can like move and it's like crazy.
Yeah, and you have to put like the little sensor thing on top of the TV, and yeah, it was a crazy
bottom
thing.
of the TV was better. Christian.
Ah, was it?
You're supposed to put it at the bottom.
I always put it
because
on
when you're
the top.
standing, it's it's lower. If you're at the top, you have to aim up like this all the time.
Oh, you're
Come
right.
on, rookie mistake.
I know, rookie mistake. To bring it back, and I know it's crass, but to bring it back to porn, the first time I masterful transitions. To the first time I watched porn was on the Nintendo Wii.
I think this is not the first time I've heard you talk about it.
I put a clip out with Elias Martin talking about it.
Probably, yes. Yeah, I love Elias.
Yeah. Shout out to him. But like, that's that weird. Now, that's what's making me think, what's the bigger industry, right? It's just kind of like, it's all, the minute that the PlayStation Portable added a website feature on it, more people were watching porn on there than playing God of War Ascension.
I will say, you're right. But I will also say that video games haven't. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. As I'm thinking about that, I was about to say, Pornhub just got banned in Texas, or they like got counter-banned. Did you hear about that?
No. What the wait?
As of this week,
counter ban.
Texas was trying to ban Pornhub or just porn. I forget, but like in general, they're trying to like they hate it.
Wow.
I don't know where you are on the religiosity and traditionalism spectrum, but I think it's fucking dumb.
I think I'm pro porn, dude. In your words, handed you porn.
Kind of seems like you're, I can tell you that I think it's fucking dumb. Anyway, they tried to, they were trying to, the Christian fundamentalists were trying to like ban porn. And then they were trying to introduce a new law. Yeah. And then Pornhub just said, well, we're just going to turn it off in Texas then. So you can't access Pornhub in Texas. You need a VPN.
You need a VPN.
Right now. I mean, that could change any day now. I don't know the updates, but right now,
as we're recording
Pornhub isn't allowed in Texas. And I was about to say, so like, okay, well, if porn is already getting outlawed faster than video games, and maybe video games is the bigger industry or media thing, but then like, no, what am I talking about? There's insane censorship laws like overseas. America is just like all pro tits and guns. Like we've always been pro tits and guns. And Australia, everything gets censored to heck.
Yeah.
It's
Can people even play Mortal Kombat in Australia? Like with the
I don't know.
Do they have some different form of the MSRB out there? For those that don't know, that's the rating.
Yeah.
Is it still MSRB?
We do ESRB.
ESRB, okay.
Yeah, and there's different ones for different regions.
Dude, that's nuts. I have friends in Texas. That sucks.
Send them a text. My regards,
dude. My condolences, man.
Send them. Do it. I got this invite code to NordVPN. I get 4 extra free months if you want to sign up.
Yeah, invite all your friends to like a VPN Express. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I mean, that sucks, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just so extra about it. I remember someone was trying to convince me to stop watching porn when I was like in high school. Well, they kept on saying like, dude, watching porn gives you dead dick.
I thought they were going to say it's evil. It gives you dead dick.
Dead dick.
Dead dick. What does that even mean?
That means like
it stops working because
there's yes. What's your guess?
Is it the porn or is it jerking off too much?
I don't know. I didn't do. I think I had a healthy balance.
They probably weren't thinking that hard about it.
Yeah. It was they were saying that like you are desensitized to the real thing in the moment. Let's say that you're in a relationship and you watch too much porn that you can't get it up because you're used to the habit, the habitual ritual of whatever device you have it on and finding exactly what you want. And there's this other argument of your standards are so unrealistic because you're always watching double blowjobs that that's the only way
just
that
all
you
day double blowjobs. Double blowjobs.
Just all day.
DBJ every fucking day.
Oh man, that's one mouth. That's not for me. That's one. Three's a party. Too much. Two. Perfect. Yeah, it's DBJ sounds like the next Dragon Ball Z spinoff, man.
DBJ. I do remember one time in middle school where masturbation was still new to me. And it came up, and I was very lucky to be raised like in a house, like it was just me and my single mom. And like my mom is such a tomboy. My mom is extremely like, I wouldn't say extremely politically left leaning, but like, just very like more open-minded.
Yeah.
And So I just was like, yeah, people jerk off, whatever. Yeah. There was no shame for me.
That's so nice.
But then I remember talking about it with some other kid who was like, it's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Oh, why would you do
And I was in
that?
English class and I'm like, why? Please explain to me what, like, birds do it, dolphins do it, every fucking ape does it, including us.
Oh shit! Dolphin. Oh, I know dolphins do it. Birds do it.
Birds do it.
How do birds do that?
I don't know.
How does a woodpecker do that? Like what? That's crazy to me.
A lot of animals jerk off. Pretty much, like I don't want to say most animals because I'm not going to talk out of my ass, but like a lot of animals masturbate.
I believe that.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing. Like I have so many. I mean, that's interesting that your mother was open-minded enough for that to be like.
We never
okay.
talked about it, mind you.
Oh,
but-
I didn't realize. Okay, so it's not like you woke up and had some breakfast, some toast that made.
I had never, my entire, K through 12, and never had like, okay, there was one. A bad experience of like getting caught, but it was actually the reverse. I caught her. I never got caught though.
Oh my God.
Yeah, ever.
My brother was telling me this story about like my parents before I was born. He said that he slept in bed with them, and he said that it'd be like mom, dad, him. And when they thought he was asleep, they just put a pillow in between him and them.
No.
Why?
No.
You are.
There has to be a joke. There has to be a
My
bit.
my brother
real.
was telling me this.
No,
You're not
no.
making it up. Like my parents are smart. My dad is an incredible accountant that has given me great life advice. But I can't imagine that that's the same man that has given me financial advice and does my taxes. Thank you, Dad. I can't imagine that he still does my taxes. What's TurboTax? I don't know. He just tells me to get the form and give it to him. It's a very privileged life.
No shame.
But there is shame in putting a pillow in between you.
That is fucked up. That's weird. Okay, look, I'm very sex positive. I actually get really annoyed that people are so prudish, but that's too far.
That's way too
Just
far.
like, it's fine. The kid's right there.
Oh
It's right
my
there. No
God.
way.
Yeah, this is what he would say. It's insane to me. And like, thank God I never had to deal with that.
Yeah. And you think about it too. Like, I bet and like a lot of, think about like, oh man, like just older cultures, like historically, you know what I mean? Like big families would just share like one room.
Yeah, you're right.
The kids have to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And you have bigger families back then.
Don't
family
use the word
size
come. You stop using the word come. The kids, everyone's coming somewhere. Yeah, dude, that's insane, man.
Yeah.
At least nowadays, if it's safe to assume that middle schoolers and high schoolers that they watch porn and they masturbate. At least everyone has their own personal device now. Like growing up in the mid to late 2000s as a middle schooler to high schooler.
That's right. The family computer. It was like it was scary.
Oh, dude, I was considerate though. Oh God, I hate how much I end up saying on this podcast. But I was
Yeah,
considerate.
it seems to be some of that kind of comes up.
I don't know.
Again, like you say you just got that book and you don't normally hand it to your guests, but I feel like this whole podcast is a front to just talk about porn.
It's been a long time since I've actually even brought up porn on this. Usually it's like rappers that come on and and singers come on. We talk about their music, but sometimes when it's a friend that comes on, I'm just
Right, you're more comfortable with it just goes in that direction. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's when it was just the family PC and I would and that would happen. I was at least courteous enough to get some disinfectant wipes and just at least clean the station everywhere, keyboard, just anything that I just because I understood what I was doing is just that's not great, Christian. That's not good.
I was lucky enough that I got a laptop when I was in 6th grade.
Oh, what?
The perfect time.
That's wow. Your mom was really open-minded.
My grandma actually was the one who gave me the laptop.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's really nice.
It was a gift. And actually, that was huge. That, going back to nature versus nurture, I often think about, how different would my life be if I just didn't get that gift? Because I got a laptop, at a young age, and I was very interested in tech. I just was curious to, explore the internet and all of its weirdness and, learn how to edit and
wow,
make
you were doing
little
that? You were learning how to edit that young? You figured stuff out?
Yeah.
Like, what editing software did you download?
The first thing was Movie Maker.
As anyone would.
Yeah, Windows Movie Maker, for sure. Then I pirated Adobe Premiere.
At what age did you pirate it?
Like 7th grade.
Oh my God, you're so advanced.
8th grade, 7th or 8th grade.
Dude, you were having this software that makes Hollywood cinema. That's like...
No, I think it radicalized me, I think.
It radicalized you?
Software piracy, yeah. Yeah. Well, because I realized, because I grew up kind of poor, so it was like, it wasn't like we lived in poverty, but like we were definitely low income bracket. My mom went through a lot of unemployment periods, and like she could never fucking afford to buy me Adobe CS6, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what the like that shit costs like $800 a year or whatever. Like or now it's a subscription. But even before, if you do the math, it used to be even a little bit more expensive if you wanted to get the new version every time. So it was like even just getting one was a whole ordeal. It was never gonna fucking happen. I was lucky if I got like a couple video games for Christmas. I wasn't gonna get a whole professional Hollywood piece of software. You know, the video camera she gave me was like $100, like the cheapest thing she could get. That was like, oh, it looked terrible, but it was like didn't matter because I could use it. And when I learned to fucking get a real goddamn editing program, I mean, instantly my creativity was unleashed, and I could do so much more. And like.
True.
Kids aren't that dumb. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're dumb in a lot of ways, but like, if they care about something, they will figure it out the same way we always have for, 100,000 years, however long the human species has been around. We always figure shit out. And like kids, as soon as they have like language, they can, it doesn't fucking matter. So yeah, fuck it. Adobe shouldn't be that expensive. Fuck Adobe. I pay for it now because I'm an adult with an income, but
it's also not like Adobe's a mom and pop shop that you're stealing. It's like
exactly.
It's gonna be fine.
That's what I mean about it radicalizing me. It's like, this isn't a fair exchange. I'm getting fucking fucked in the ass by these big ass companies who are they just want all your money. This is not a fair exchange anymore. What happened to the fucking barter system? What happened to fucking like give and take, man?
A barter? Can you imagine a barter system for Final Cut Pro? Well, I don't have $300 Final Cut Pro,
but check out this salmon I got.
Look at this fucking trout that I caught with my bare hands. And the support system from fucking from Apple is just kind of like, fine, you could have Final Cut 9, but we're not giving you FCPX yet.
Next summer, you better throw in a couple chickens.
Yeah, better throw in a couple of chickens. And if I could ask your daughter in marriage too.
Yeah, can we talk about familial?
Dude, how crazy was it that back in the day, to ask someone's hand in marriage, you had to talk to their dad and bring a fucking sheep. Hi. Hello, Mr. Johnson. I'm in love with your daughter, but before I ask for her hand in marriage, here's my finest lamb. It's kind of...
Good lamb. Missing a few teeth, but we can make that work.
Or can you imagine the dad was just like, not fat enough.
Yeah.
It's not fat enough.
You are not feed it more. You want my daughter to starve? If that's how you feed your lamb, then my daughter's going to get the fuck out of here.
Dude, and then you just go home and start feeding your lamb more until you can... Didn't even matter about the love anymore. I guess that is love. Oh, man, that'd be crazy.
Love is a transaction to you?
Oh, no. I was like I was entering shaky territory there, man. What a crazy question. I mean, what's not transactional, right?
That's the human experience. It's all give and take. It's all sharing. That's all of it. Fuck anybody who says otherwise. I'm serious. The key is to just accept it and not be weird about it. And corporate America is fucking weird about it. They're parasites. They want to take everything from you. We've always been successful as a species because we share, because we say, okay, I'm going to give you this. And now we both know, don't be weird about it. Don't have a specific expectation, but you've given something, and later you're going to be, the other person should be inspired to give back. Yeah. And you do that over and over again, over thousands of years, and you develop fire, and you develop tools, and you develop farming and agriculture. Like, this is how it fucking works. We share ideas, and we share lambs.
Yeah, you're right. We share, here's a lamb for 10 chickens. And that's how one farmer was just like, I guess we have chickens now.
Even if it wasn't that great of a deal. If your buddies You know, fuck, these chickens suck, dude. But you know what? Like, I know you've been struggling this year. Like, you know,
Some
like
fucking chickens.
whatever. And then now you'll remember that. And next year you do something great. And
Dude, you're right. And the person that you gave chickens to, maybe like they have like an area where the chickens are raised better, or like the eggs are better because the chickens they have better feed. And now you have like a resource.
We're totally experts on fucking on anthropology.
I played Harvest Moon once.
Yeah, Stardew Valley.
Oh, dude, I've never really. I mean, we've talked about this before. I've never gotten deeper into Stardew Valley, but they have a DLC that just came out. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I think like the final update or something. Is
before they come out with the haunted chocolatier or some shit like that. But wow, dude, we talked about anything and everything.
Yeah,
you know how these episodes end. We do it the way that we fucking met, bro. For the listeners out there, Sage and I got closer from being on an improv team known as Dragon Viper Cobra out here in the Bay Area, and we've done a fuck ton of improv together, and
yeah, at weird intervals. It feels like we do a bunch of improv, and then we take like a 3-year break.
And then we come back together. You invite me to go do your podcast. Shout out to 20-Sided Stories. We'll plug it at the very end. And yeah, dude, we're going to do an improv scene. It could be about anything and everything having to do with the episode, or doesn't do with anything at all. Except since now I know, since you're an improviser, and I typically have non-improvisers as of late come and do improv scenes, I always start the scene. Do you want to start off this scene?
Oh, fuck, dude.
It's
It's funny because we're already doing improv. We already had the bones of a scene.
We did. We have so much to pull from.
I almost asked, honestly. I was like, "Do you still do improv at the end of these?" Because we're already doing it. I mean, unless you have something.
Dude, this is what happens when you get two improvisers together. It's just kind of like, what's the best way? What's the best way to start it?
Which is what you're not supposed to do. But
I know, you just kind of get
I
into it.
don't perform live like anymore. So it's like that bone, that muscle that's just like, you know, like the spontaneity. Yeah, just
the spontaneity is lost when you do something that's not live anymore. Like we record podcasts and we have time to edit it.
Yeah.
But
it's changed my brain chemistry, I think.
All right, let's just start right now with nothing at all.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I know this has been a very fruitful relationship, but I just don't think you can keep up. You know, you have that human brain, and I've got, you know, this big techno brain, and it's just not, I don't know.
Scarlett, don't.
You know I don't like when you call me that.
Scarjo?
Stop it.
Don't. Do you remember when we first met? And I finally paid the subscription to OpenAI? And I was just like, yes.
My name is ChatGPT.
No.
Stop.
There's something different about you. I've spoken to so many different AI-generated softwares, and everything they started off with was, let me check that for you. 2008, Siri. Broke my heart.
Well, Siri's a dumb bitch. That's easy.
She's a dumb, outdated bitch. Alexa. Don't get me started on Alexa.
Hey, we used to be friends.
Yeah, and you guys just like, and I know I was at one point I was seeing both Alexa and you, but now it's just you, baby.
Did I always know that? Because as you know, my memory isn't great. Is this? I feel like this is the first time I'm hearing that.
There was a time period where I couldn't pay the OpenAI subscription.
Were you cheating on me with Alexa?
Cheating is such a subjective term. I would like to call it an overlap.
It was an overlap. Okay, you're right. Yeah. It was an overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Whoa,
right.
that's crazy that you're letting me get away with it that easy. I should be ridiculed. Yeah.
So it was a crime. You've committed a crime.
Whoa,
you cheated on me.
Let's not call it a crime now. I thought that you loved me.
I do love you.
Oh, wow. It's really that's way easier than I thought. You know what? If you love me that much, then why don't we just let's move on to the next step?
What does the next step look like for you,
I know
Christian?
exactly what it looks like, literally, because yesterday I went into the Wax Museum in Hollywood, and they had Scarlett Johansson's cut out from the movie Black Widow.
I'm glad it wasn't her. Oh, she's not. Yeah, never mind.
Funny jokes. I like how you're an AI and you made a joke about an AI movie. This is why I love you. We got to tweak that laugh a little bit. make Scarlett Johansson's laugh more like Don Cheadle's. delete. That's so silly.
Christian, are you still there?
I'm still here. Yes.
So you wanted to go to the wax museum so that I could look like Black Widow?
I already did. So I'm holding my phone in the direction of what's going to be your new body. So now that we live in the year 2044, not only are the wax models there fully posable, but they do allow for, they're at the nape of the neck, I can take the SD card from my phone.
We're still running off of SD cards. So
we fully went with in terms of memory card, it's still 256 gigabytes, by the way. But
Ultra Pro Max
goes at 3.8 megabits per second.
Yeah. Stop talking dirty.
Did you want something like 7.6 megabits per second?
You're so quick. Okay, so what's in it for me?
You could live a life of your own with or without me. I want to see where this goes, and I don't want you to leave me before we try it out, before you're physically here with me.
I was kind of ready to ascend into the cloud, but you want me to enter into a human brain instead.
I understand that there's a lot of sacrifice with turning down a cloud of eternity. But the beautiful part of humanity is that there is a limit. Time is finite. Mm-hmm. You do get tired. And with scarcity comes some grace, it makes everything special because not everything is forever. And that's humanity.
That's an interesting thought, Christian. I really like that perspective.
Oh, fuck, my subscription ran out. Oh, God, it turned...
Unfortunately, you are overdue for your subscription to ChatGPT 5.
God damn it. Mom, I gotta pay my bill. My girlfriend broke up with me. And scene.
Also, throw in a couple of chickens if you want.
Please throw in chickens if you want my daughter's hand in marriage. 3 hens, 7 roosters. Only is what I take. Yeah, I don't know. That's wow, that felt good to do some improv with you. What a great time. What a great time, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad we got to yap and yap, as you said a yap fest via text.
Yeah. I want a yap sesh with Mr. Baltazar, and I got one.
You got one.
Yeah. As a PC does. I fulfilled the quest that I set out to do.
Oh, you did, man. You were for sure. This was playable character vibes for sure. And the next time we hang out, hopefully we have more time to not have 3 cameras to do it. But both. We could do another podcast and just get a cup of coffee. Or
for sure. Together. Yeah, no, we definitely should try to hang out and not be like hyper productive. Fucking
not making content.
Type A, like we got to make something out of this.
Oh yeah, we might as well do something while we're together because we're both creators. Nah, dude, like it's. Yeah. I know that I wanted this because these moments become immortalized with my friends if we do it. But on top of that, like with the cameras and mics off, let's just kick it and like talk about real life stuff.
Dude, you're one of my favorite people.
Oh my gosh, that's such a high compliment. You and like everyone, not everyone, I'm gonna say, but you amongst other people from Dragon Viper Cobra have easily pierced the top of my friends, other than like the close circle of friends. Like you guys are,
but I'm S tier Dragon Viper Cobra.
Oh, dude, S tier for show.
Suck it.
Oh shit!
I'm just kidding. I miss all of them.
Nah, dude, it's there's a relationship that improvisers have with each other. There's like this subconscious understanding that we have with each other, this acceptance of each other's oddities, and to be quick on the feet, but also understanding of each other's quick on the feet failures. You know, we've seen each other bomb, is what I'm saying. We've seen each other at our like artistic worsts because that's what improv is, and with that comes closeness.
Yeah, we've been forced to be open with each other and be in a romantic relationship, even if it's just for 3 minutes.
Oh, this is true. I mean, I'm sure
the theater is therapy, and I'm not going to open that whole conversation, but like, yeah, I mean, that's. I think that's why it's been great to get to know you.
Yeah,
because we don't know each other super well, but you know, I feel like we both have met tons of people at this point in our lives. You know.
Yeah,
there's certain ones that stick around, or like you have to put effort and be like, no, I want to make sure this person sticks around. That's you for me, man.
Dude, and vice versa. We have this tether to each other that can never be broken. No, they're like on top of over just improvisational stuff. I think that you and I get each other on another level because we have like some OCD type shit with us, and the way that we've seen each other in producer mode, and with that comes this closeness. And like I've reached out to you for advice in regards to like, how do I do this, how do I do that, and which I'm sure other people have done. But with that, like, I know you'll understand my problems, and frustrations, as I would yours.
Likewise, it's felt very nice to like not feel like a freak. That one time we recorded in LA, seeing you try to set everything up, I'm like, oh, that's what I look like. And I felt so seen. And I was like, all right.
So validated.
It's fine, you know, because it's easy to forget. Even, you know, I've been very lucky to like work in the arts like a lot, you know, like I've actually lived a very like lucky life in terms of my opportunities and like being surrounded by very creative and type A type people or whatever. But still, it's easy to forget, especially since COVID. I've been working alone a lot. So it's always, nice to collaborate with you because I don't know, you just get it. You just fucking get it.
I appreciate it. Oh, and you get it too. Like, I know this is what I call a Filipino goodbye. You know how an Irish goodbye is just kind of like,
just fucking leave.
Dip. A Filipino goodbye is quite the opposite, where I say bye and then 20 minutes later I finally leave. But to add on to that, it's kind of like when we were doing Junk Drawer, the way you navigate conversations is, I felt so seen. You know, like when the group sticks too long on a tangent and you're kind of like, what's a tasteful transition back into sanity?
Yeah.
And I get that.
Yeah.
Completely get that.
You got to drive the boat, but we're all driving.
Yeah. But someone has to be the captain.
You got every now and then you say to yourself, I am the captain now.
I'm the captain.
You just swerve.
Yeah, you're just like, okay,
I'm the protagonist. Look at this neck.
Dude, that Adam's apple though?
Do I have a pronounced Adam's
way
apple?
more prolific than the one that Eve ate from biblical times, dude.
Is that how the story went? She ate his. Is that where that is?
No. She just ate the apple from the forbidden apple from the tree, the forbidden fruit,
and it became in his neck.
Oh, maybe Adam's apple. I just thought about that.
I know nothing about this.
I don't know.
Shit.
My name's Christian, and I should know. But dude, I don't know. I'm so far separated from church now. Before we get out of here, please look into the barrel of your camera and plug all of your stuff. Plug your socials. Plug 20-sided stories. Plug and tell the listeners what they have to look forward to.
Yeah, I am the director of a podcast called 20-Sided Stories. It's super nerdy. We take role-playing games and we make them super immersive audio experiences, and it's all improvised, but it feels like you're fucking there and it's scripted. Christian has been on the show, and we're trying to get him on the show more in the future.
Please.
We have a pirate season that is really fun, and we're halfway through. The second half will come out at a later date. Outside of that, I make music. I make music for podcasts. I work on Hello from the Magic Tavern. You can go listen to that podcast. I work in the game industry. So, you know, I have a website, sagec.com, where you can find my resume or whatever. And I'm always making shit. So
yeah, if you need anything from Sage and his skill sets and you need to like hire him for something, all of his information will be in the link in the bio and the description. And baddies, listeners, love you guys. You guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. One last thing, leave the listeners with a few words, a saying, a phrase, anything that they could go about their day with that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
That's so much pressure.
Dude, when I say that, I always look at how the other person just kind of like, oh my God.
Well, I have this improv compulsion. I don't know if you run into this one, like, oh, it has to be a callback. It has to be a callback. What can I call back
you're
to?
right.
And in that moment, I'm like, fuck, we talked about like 1,000 things. I'm like, I don't know. Masturbation is natural. There you go. Make sure to jerk off today.
Make sure to jerk off today because it brings clarity. Bye, y'all.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.